Assertions can only go so far down. Jean, right? What's your name?
Joe.
Joe? So when Joe sits here and makes assertion after assertion after assertion after assertion, that's a way to attempt to stay right on this level and no deeper. You make statements of fact. Do you know this?
I meant to make a statement of question.
Okay. Think back to what you said. Can anybody?
The first question you need to ask yourself is, do you like the drama?
The first question you need to ask yourself is, do you like the drama?
Okay.
That's a fact. You're telling us that that's the first question that you need to ask. That's not a question.
Okay.
It's an assertion.
Okay.
Is it an assertion?
I'll agree with that.
Another assertion. Who cares if you agree? I'm asking you a question. That's a question. Who cares if you agree? Come on.
Why should anyone here care whether I agree?
I didn't ask you that. I said, who cares if you agree?
I don't see that anybody does.
Somebody tell her.
You do.
She does.
You do!
Yeah. Well, that's a given.
But it wasn't given.
Well, then,
I asked for it and it wasn't given.
okay.
No, the givens are not given.
Okay.
It was
All
given.
right, I'll tell you the given.
Because there's
Yeah.
switch given.
Here.
They don't have to be given, they're inherently given.
What would happen if you didn't care what you said?
Then I wouldn't have said anything.
What would happen if you said something and you didn't care what you said?
What
By
would
the way,
happen?
any question that all of you have your underlying assertions that are sitting there just absolutely throttling the shit out of you constantly. Any question about this? I'm not talking just to her. I'm talking to all of us. And the degree to which we don't, you're wearing them out here, which is a benefit for us because a number of us have done enough work that we keep them down underneath there. If this is a competition to find out who's most full of shit, I don't think anybody in the room can beat me handily. I doubt it. Can you hear that you speak in assertions, fact after fact? And you think in assertions too.
Yeah.
Do you know the facts?
No, I'm just as full of shit as the next one.
Are you sure that you don't know the facts?
You know what? Whenever I think I know the facts, they cause me to do the stupidest things you ever saw.
Boy, that's my experience. Do you know the facts?
Never.
And that's a fact for you. So you see how you catch yourself. Do you like doing this?
I knew that's where you were going. I knew that's where you were going.
I apologize, sort of. You can't help but do it. And you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now it will, over the next several days, erode.
As will my personality. You're going to make me a change in that too.
We all speak monotone.
That's the
If you
operation.
can convert me from being an extreme extrovert, I'll be real happy.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I don't
Are
know
you
that,
an
but-
extreme extrovert?
I am an extreme extrovert.
A fact.
It is a fact.
It's a fact. So what do we know about that?
Bullshit,
Internal.
bullshit.
That's right.
It's what?
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
So, see, what they know is that the person who decides that they're an extreme extrovert and holds on to that no matter what, an extrovert would change it. We just sat here and watched all of these people several times raise their hands, and you kept holding on to the same thing. That's the description of an extreme introvert. But how would you remain an extreme extrovert? Or rather, how would you defend being an extreme introvert? By deciding that you're an extreme extrovert. I mean, it's the most obvious polar place to look. I'm still the movies, right? Still remembering this. I like this a lot. I'm liking this. If you ever need what I say translated into simpler terms that are understandable by you,
Look no further.
look no further. Having fun? This is it. And it is.
Did we describe it well to you last night?
No.
I like a girl who can say no. Somebody describe this to her, please, so that she can resist somebody other than just me.
Whatever. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like.
Boy, I'll tell you, it takes very little to get to whatever nowadays. You can be even talking about somebody else and still get to whatever.
Joe, I can explain what they're trying to tell you is that you're an internal person because you make decisions yourself based on what you think. But your outside activities, you're external. So you're referring to one aspect and they're referring to another. Yes?
Anybody hear any diplomacy in that
That
explanation?
was simultaneous or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Incredibly diplomatic.
It happens occasionally. Not often.
He's getting better at it.
Raise your hand if you hear the diplomacy. Okay. Do you understand that that was diplomatic?
I thought it was an adequate description.
Okay, so you're after adequate.
Yeah.
Shoot at adequate and you're bound to be disappointed most of the time.
Okay.
Can you confront yourself and tell her?
Well, I look at it.
You can't speak to upset. If I speak to upset you, then I'm defending myself. If I speak to not upset you, I'm defending myself. If I speak what has to be spoken, it's a very different dance. See the certainty? It's one ledge to another 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 ledge. That's all of us.